Alright guys, so a bit of a what have I been playing recently video. Um, it's not only PSVR, I've been playing some other stuff as well, some flat screen games. But I wanted to start with this one, which is House of Da Vinci VR. It used to be a flat game and it was converted into VR and it works really, really well. It's a puzzle game and it's very tactile. Like, it's crazy to me that this started off as a flat game and because it seems so perfect for VR, it's built really from the ground up. It feels like that way because it's very tactile. So, for example, as you move your hand out towards something with a sensor controller, um, if you need to push it or interact with it in some specific way, your finger will automatically come out in the game, for example. And your hand will react accordingly to whatever you need to do sort of to solve these puzzles and interact with them. And they can be quite complex and it's full of moving parts and slides and things to turn and pull and interact with objects as well and place things. And it's, yeah, the puzzles are really good. And in fact, quite challenging. There's been a couple of times where I've actually had to look for solutions. It's my probably the fault was probably with me. Probably could have just tried different things. Pro tip: if you feel like you're stuck at any point in House of Da Vinci VR, try interacting with an object that you've got. So you have an inventory, and you open it up on a wheel, and then any object that has got a red outline, you can interact with that and change it somewhere, so that it will be useful in the puzzles. So there was really only once that happened to me. Once I realised that was an issue, or that you need to check your items. It didn't happen again. But yeah, there was a couple of points in this game where I had to look up solutions. But for the main, really satisfying, really fun VR AF puzzle game with beautiful graphics. This game is gorgeous, but it does use reprojection. So there's a little bit of a caveat there. So it's very clear, very detailed, no mirror that I can see. The textures are really high def. Everything looks super clear and smooth. Sorry, clear. Not so much smooth. It does have reprojection, so there is a little bit of ghosting if you're sensitive to that kind of thing. But I find that there are ways that you can mitigate against that. So use snap turning, for example, and you can even choose to not look at things that you're holding close up whilst they're moving. If you really want to eliminate the frame judder of reprojection and those kind of graphical issues, if you really want to try and eliminate them, you can pretty much avoid them most of the time by just the way you play the game. But anyway, it's so gorgeous, and it actually was making me think the other night that it's sort of further proof to me that we won't necessarily need a PSVR3 when it comes to it for PlayStation 6. That this headset is already good enough to last that long. It matters what machine is running it. So with more power of the PS6, if you could have a game that had this level of graphical fidelity, clarity, texture detail, but at like 90 or 120 hertz and native frame rate, would be the best of both worlds and would just be super immersive and impressive. And I think that would be enough to carry PSVR2 through. Just the extra power of the PS6 being able to push games that look as good as this, but running as smooth as something like Ancient Dungeon. That's got very simplistic graphics, but runs at 120 hertz. So everything just feels super smooth and fluid. And that really helps with immersion as well. So that's just a little tangent that I had thinking about this game. So that was House of Da Vinci. Highly recommended if you like puzzle games, or even if you just want something to show off how awesome things can look in PSVR2. But a really cool puzzle game. Next one is Badminton Time VR. I've been playing a bit of this. This is really fun. It's got really good physics. If you like badminton in real life, like I used to play badminton as a kid, and so it feels similar. You know what I mean? Similar enough to sort of real badminton to feel satisfying to play. It's very difficult, or I'm very bad at this game. Could be one of the two. I've beaten the beginner tournament. I can't beat the medium tournament, and after that, there's a pro and an expert level. So yeah, it's quite challenging. Pro tip for this game, because I didn't realise this straight away. There was actually a run button if you don't pay attention to the instructions and stuff like this. Press the grab button in and your character will move faster around the court, and that can be very useful at times when you're trying to reach shots that are, you know, further away. But yeah, really fun game. I haven't managed to play multiplayer on this yet. I really like to. I need to probably get involved with the Without Parole Discord, where they sort of organise multiplayer across specific games. But I'm sure this would be even more fun multiplayer. But yeah, I prefer playing it. It's got two sort of general modes. It's got sort of realistic mode and arcade mode. Arcade mode just adds like power-ups and things like this, and you can impede your opponents in certain ways. But I prefer the realistic, to be honest, because nostalgic for actually playing badminton as a kid. But yeah, this is really fun actually. Looks good in the headset as well, nice and clear. Good frame rate. Next one, Synth Riders. I always dip into that every now and again. Vertigo 2. I started playing this. I played a few hours of it several months ago. Really enjoyed it. So I don't know if I got stuck or distracted, but I went away from it and I tried to go back to it recently. This is difficult as well. It's a first-person shooter, very simplistic graphics, very strange, very random characters, very varied locations. Famously, there's some performance issues with it, especially on the base PS5. It has a little bit of frame judder, missed frames. On the PS5 Pro, it's a bit better, which is what I'm playing on. But yeah, it's good. I enjoy it. It is a little bit of a shame about those performance issues. Then we've got The Midnight Walk. Obviously, this is another hybrid game. Also came out on flat, like a spooky sort of. The guy who did Beetlejuice, who am I thinking of? And Edward Scissorhands. Tim Burton. It's like a Tim Burton-esque world. Is it actually Tim Burton? I don't know. It may as well be. This sort of claymation, spooky world. And again, some performance issues, but it's all right in the Pro. It's basically adventure, almost like a walking sim, but there's a fair amount of interactivity to it. It's atmospheric and a pretty unique experience. I'm only a couple hours into this, but yeah, that's a pretty cool game. Astrobot. Oh, why didn't they do it? Why didn't they bring it to VR? I mean, you play it and you think, yeah, you might be able to make this run in VR, but it has got very gorgeous graphics, very high resolution, good use of HDR, looks beautiful, really fun game, of course. Best platform on the system. I don't think that's a controversial statement, but yeah, fantastic fun. And I don't think they've finished with VR for Astrobot. I mean, he basically started there. He did start there, didn't he? You know, and they've took him over to the flat to make him popular with everybody who plays flat games, right? And there's a strategy to this. And then, after everyone's fallen in love with him, with the highly popular, top-selling #1 platform game, right? Then drop an Astrobot VR only sequel. And then you convert loads of people to go and buy a headset. Duh! Is that not the obvious strategy? Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say that it is the strategy. That's why they didn't put this game in VR as well as on the flat. They're trying to entice people over to buy the next VR game. They're not going to leave it there, are they? Come on, it's too good. But yeah. Underdogs happily got this on disc. Actually, in fact, I also have Vertigo 2 and Badminton that I've mentioned today on disc as well. So I'm happy to have those in the collection. And Astrobot as well. But Underdogs is like a roguelite, melee-based arena fighter that's actually really fun and visceral. It's probably a cliche way to describe it, but that's what it is, you know, because you have sort of one-to-one input. You thrust your arm out and your character obviously punches the characters, but various upgrades. Got that gorilla tag movement, so you sort of pull yourself along like that, but it becomes second nature after a while. And yeah, that's really good. I haven't got very far into it yet, but I've certainly enjoyed what I've played so far. It is a good one for like a short session as well. If you just want to play for half an hour or something, it's well suited for that. Yeah, that's really cool. Oh, there was a pickup as well. Forgot to mention. Is it on here? Yeah, it's the next one. Let's go along. Hang on. Here's the older controller. to Undead Citadel. So we've been waiting for this for so long. In fact, it was originally planned to come out on PSVR1, so that's how long we've been waiting for this. And there was video footage of the developers, you know, testing it out with the old Move controllers, with the light ball on the end. But it finally came to PSVR2, and it came to disc. Nice. It's got this pretty snazzy case as well. Yeah. Nice slip, but yeah, sort of hack and slash. You know, skeletons going through medieval looking towns, dark, lightning, rain. It's nice graphics. It's alright actually, yeah. I run it on the Pro. There's two different options for how you run it. It's like performance and quality mode essentially. They look pretty similar to me, so because they look quite similar, I normally choose performance mode because that extra smoothness of frame rate is really appreciated, especially on games that are like sort of got quick movements and such, and need quick reactions and fast you know, things going in front of your face often. That extra smoothness of frame rate really helps. But yeah, this is cool. Only played a little bit of it. I've enjoyed what I have so far, so we'll see how that goes. Undead Citadel finally on PSVR2, and then I talked about Arcanage. That's the last one there, but that was the last video because I finally finished it. Well, the main campaign. There's certainly other stuff to do to 100% it, and I don't usually 100% games, but I might actually try and do that for this game because it's just so fun to be in that world and exist in that, and the freedom of movement and attacks, the combat, you know, everything else, the power-ups, the collectibles. It's just satisfying to be in there, and it's beautiful. Great graphics. I mean, I think I put it at number 3 in my list a few months back. Of the best games on PSVR2, so yeah, it's essential. If you haven't got that yet, you know, you can't bang on about it enough till someone, you know, just go and buy it. Anyway, that's it. That's my video on what I've been playing recently, guys. Tell me, what have you been playing? What can you recommend? Because, you know, I definitely need to spend more money on this shit. All right, cheers, bye.